beauty filters a moment ago, and we are
Nothing.
live now. But you
Yeah.
shared something about beauty filters. Just reminds me to tell you to say hello to your lovely wife.
Oh, that's very no, well played.
Bless you. Bless
Well
you.
played.
Much like myself, you may have outkicked your coverage just a little bit,
You know what? You do what you got to do.
but it's working for you. So, how you liking married life?
Lovely. It's perfect.
Yeah, no, not a
Yeah.
whole lot of honeydew list yet.
No, she's
No,
not
good.
real like that. Um, no, I'm more of that person than she is. She's more she likes monotony. She doesn't like a lot of change. She doesn't need a lot of things to change. She just, oh, this is just like TikTok live. We're gonna see comments.
Yes, yeah. The only
Woohoo.
the true differences between YouTube Live and TikTok Live are you can only have one guest, not
Yeah.
4 or 5. You can get away with a lot more things. You can say things. You can, if you smoke herb, you can do it on camera here.
Oh, YouTube
And
doesn't care.
YouTube doesn't care, and the audience tends to get a lot more generous throughout the course of the live. So I do standalone lives on Tuesday, and people will donate $100 here, $50 there, $20 there.
What?
Oh yeah, the YouTube audience is far more generous than the TikTok audience is.
Does that go direct? How does that work? Does YouTube take a cut like TikTok takes a cut?
But much, much, much smaller cut.
Wow,
You
who
get to keep
knew?
you get to keep way more of it. So
That's wild. Okay.
yeah, it is. Hey, listen, I know we have a limited amount of time, so I guess the first question I would have for you is: are we seeing an increase, a decrease, or a leveling off of how you guys feel about our idiot president? And I understand I'm asking that in the wake of him shutting down this new goddamn bridge.
Yeah, no, it's all just cement. It's the reason why I would say it's leveling off is because the anxiety that he created in the first, let's say, 6 months or so, the level of chaos and the level of fear about what he was going to do next, for me, anyways, that has subsided. We can't stay at that level anymore. Now, the unfortunate reality is the damage he's done and continues to do. I don't know how long lasting that will be. I know it will be undone. I know that people will come in. He will be bounced in 2 years. You will have a new president, and hopefully that a new administration does everything in their power to remove his name from everywhere he's tattooed it. I would like to see him embarrassed more. That's what I would like.
So you're in the camp that you want him to live long enough to see his
Yes.
empire crumble.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody's like, those TikToks where it's like, was today the day? And I'm like, no, fuck that. I don't want that because I need his very tarnished crown to be so firmly knocked off his head that nobody dares follow in his footsteps. Nobody dares espouses anything to do with that man and this other than to use it as a chapter in a textbook about the time you came dangerously close to a dictatorship. That's what I
Oh,
want.
we're knocking on the door of one. That's for damn
Yeah,
sure.
but that's what I want. I need the American and listen, MAGA's turning against MAGA. It's going full scale down there. But I need that. I need the ideology behind this man, which is, let's be honest, just that of a used car salesman. I need it to be crushed and exposed and laughed at. It needs to be laughed at and demeaned to a level where he doesn't want to come out of his house anymore. That's what I want.
I'm of the opinion that his health is probably going to take him out of office before a predecessor or a successor will. Not a predecessor, but the reason why I need him to live
Yeah.
is because if he leaves now, if they 25th Amendment him, if he retires and says I'm leaving, or if he has that heart attack, JD Vance has 2 years to kind of make it all go away and smooth it all over and run as an incumbent, especially if he can turn around an economic collapse, the likes of which we haven't seen since the last time he was in office.
Yeah. I don't know if JD Vance is going to be that guy.
If he's handed it, Could he just not be as crazy as Donald Trump? I'm not saying win it in 28. If he's handed 2 years, do you really think we're going to have the same tariff on, tariff off, insult people
No,
all over the place?
no, but that's the problem. It's not a problem, but that's what will ensure. If Donald, no, I think if he takes over, it won't be that. But if Donald Trump, and I am going to say this carefully because I don't, Donald Trump has a charisma is a bad word, but he has an an energy that attracts that is cult like, and in order to have that cult following, and make no mistake, he does, like it or not, he has to have something that he's able to manipulate and wield. And JD Vance is the opposite of that. The absolute opposite of that. He is void of any charisma or any sort of anything. What he used to have, he used to have this kind of, you know, I came from hard times. I'm an honest guy.
Yeah.
I just want things, better for my family. I can talk about I can talk about the drug epidemic in the United States. I can speak to all these things because I'm a part of he that's all. That's gone. He traded that in for a second seat here, and second seat is all he's ever going to get. Unless there is a passing.
Yeah, unless there's a passing. I listen, I don't even think that Donald Trump is going to stay loyal to him all the way through the 2 years should he survive. I mean, we saw what he did to Mike Pence. Eventually, Donald Trump throws everybody under the bus. He needs somebody to blame for the
Yeah, he
things that
does.
are going to go wrong.
That's
So
right.
when things go wrong in the military sense, he'll blame Pete Hegseth. When things go wrong in the diplomatic sense, he'll blame Marco Rubio. But JD Vance is sort of like a catch-all for him. He could blame damn near anything on the vice president
Yes.
and decide to turn his back on him right then and there. So I understand what you're saying. I tend to agree. I don't think that there is an heir apparent to Trumpism because I don't think anybody
No,
is
there.
ever going to be able to bullshit their way through it the way Trump
No,
does.
no. His ability, and I do like to stand back a little bit because I think learning and understanding what he was able to do, how he was able to do it, I think there's some significant lessons there. Um, but the whole, you're never wrong, you never
Yeah.
lose. You always just you keep saying you've won, you keep saying they're lying, it's fake news, you keep saying I'm right, I'm the winner, I'm the best. The ability to be that dedicated and whether or not it's delusion or choice, I can't quite decide some days. um but there is something to be learned there, and there is something to be studied there, or else somebody else is going to read that damn book or listen to what and just try to follow in his footsteps. And what I'm terrified by, to be honest, is somebody that's actually smart
Right?
who does it.
Somebody that understands politics. They understands
Yes,
how the
that's
political
right.
wheels work. Yeah.
So the same person that knows how to wield that kind of power and create that kind of cult status is also able to sit behind closed doors and have real genuine talks with China, or real genuine talks with Iran, or you know what I mean, to really
Hmm.
sit down and say, this is where we got you right now, this is where what the world sees, this is what we're willing to do. Do you think I'm crazy enough to do it? If he could sit down and just articulately say that, calm, cool, collected, that's the guy I'm afraid of. That's why I was always happy that, the 1933 guy, I don't know if we can even say that guy's name on
You
this.
can. Yes, you can.
You can say, yeah,
Yeah.
I was always super happy, when studying it, to understand of how he was crazy.
Yeah.
Because he just pushed it too far. I'm like, thank God. But then I wonder, is any sane person ever able to get to the level that he got in the first place?
Right, you have to be batshit
You
crazy
have
in
to be
order to get there.
crazy.
So
That's right.
therefore, you're going to continue to be unpredictable, and therefore, who the hell knows what he's actually going to wind up doing between
Exactly.
now and the end of his term? See, what he does is what he did in business. He thinks he can put a story out there that he wants to be reality, and because he's Donald Trump, people are just going to back down and shy away from him.
That's
And
right.
that might have worked for some subcontractor he was hiring in New York who he didn't want to pay, and he could just say something bad about, and the guy would just be like, "I don't want this smoke," and he would disappear. It doesn't work on the global stage in the political world. He's saying
Yeah.
he's putting out there, well, like yesterday, he said, for example, the deal with Iran is to keep the Strait of Hormuz open for all ships to travel through beyond the 60 days that we're talking about. And Iran said no, it's for commercial vehicles only, and that's 60 days and nothing but 60 days.
That's right.
But he puts it out there in the public to make sure that people hear him first, believe him first, thinking he's going to will that into reality. And what he doesn't understand is he's dealing with a regime in Iran that they don't give a shit what you think reality is.
Well, I and they also don't, I don't think, this is a big I don't think. Somebody said, "Am I going to teach grade 9?" We'll see. They don't, I think they donated $10. I think they gave you $10. So I'm going to I will I'm really thinking about it. I'm thinking, not Jim. But here's my, I don't know enough. The Iranian regime, I can't pretend to know enough. What he banks on with everybody else is that he's the craziest person in the room.
Right.
And I just don't think he's the craziest person if he's sitting in the room with that regime. Because I think that regime, well, I know that regime, I will say this, cares less about its people than Trump cares about Americans. And that's saying something. So if he's going to go toe to toe with a regime that will just burn everything down because it can, well, I think he's dealing with the wrong people.
And people who believe that firmly believe that they are on the side of their deity
Oh, sure. Yeah,
and have a standing army a million strong in a nation of over 90 million people. See,
I'm
what
gonna,
what what
yeah.
Trump isn't calculating on is that like you were just pointing out, they've actually shot people that were their own people protesting. Trump only dreams about that. They're crazy enough to have actually done it, which is why he can't get them to back down one bit.
Well, he won't. What I also want to say, what I also truly believe about most regimes, Iran included, anybody with a religious drive, I don't think they buy it at all. I think they've decided and they figured how to weaponize religion, just like Trump has tried to do, and just like some people on the alt right are doing. They weaponize faith, they weaponize religion in order to create that cult like following and make them do and enable them, provoke them to do anything that you think is important. And you put God, you put Allah, you put, I don't care what you call it. Those aren't religious people.
They're fanatics.
They're warmongers. Yeah, who are weaponizing faith, who are using it. eh, I would go so far. I mean, I would never be standing in this room, but I don't even know if any of them believe in that. Once you're
Right?
at that, I don't think any of them are actually religious. Once you're at that level of power and that level of control and that level of uh oppression, I don't I don't think you can't be religious. Bless you.
No, no. Oh, you guys are both not feeling too well, huh?
No, I feel I just, it's the last day of school yesterday and now my throat's scratchy and now I'm like my face is itchy. She's sneezing over here. I don't know.
I have allergies.
Anna
No,
has
the allergy
allergies.
season, yeah, yeah. And then you were talking about real quick. You were talking about teaching grade 9.
Oh yeah.
My daughter's got one more year to go at UIC. Her senior year starts in August, and then she is teaching high school English in Chicago.
Amazing. Good for her.
Yeah, so she is she's getting ready for her big adventure. She's been student teaching for the last year and a half or so, and she is eager to get into the teaching realm. I'm going to have to send her your way for some advice here and there because I don't
Keep her
know what to
hands
tell
up.
her. She's she says it's so weird that the people call her Miss Powell, And
Sure.
I said, "Well, you're the teacher." And she's like, "Yeah, but I'm 21. I'm still in college." And she's a tiny little thing, ain't nothing to her, you know. And
Yeah.
she's like, and they got these big guys in high school calling me Miss Powell. You'll have that. I mean, you're Miss
Yeah.
Powell now.
That's right. It's a brave new world.
Of what we got to offer down here,
Mhm.
which right now is not a lot. Who would you
Well,
guys in the Canadian realm like to see the Democratic Party push forward onto the ticket in 2028?
which person?
Yeah. Who intrigues Canada the most? Who does Canada feel like they could work with the most? Because you know the big names
Well,
right
right
now that are
now, let's be honest. You guys could shove anybody in that Democratic seat. We'd be like, oh, thank God, as long
right.
as they win. I'm in my like. It's I went. I don't know if you saw this. I ended up being lucky enough to get invited when Obama came up here
Yeah.
and did an event. And I was sitting in the room listening to him speak because before I heard him speak, I was the same as a lot of people being like, why isn't he using his voice more? Why isn't he batting this back? Why isn't he on every stage he can be on, pulling Democrats on the stage with him, rising to the challenge, showing, like, showcasing all of these Democratic, not running, but like using his voice and his celebrity in order to show off, right? And when I listened to him, I realized, oh, he can't do that because if you put, and this is, I firmly believe this. I'm happy that it's true on the Republican side. If you put any Democrat that I can think of on the stage with Obama, they would shrivel in his shadow. All it would do would be like, that's what we had. And this is even some of the people that I like I like AOC. I don't like is a strong word. I know Newsom is his hair's a little too perfect for me. I know that's funny considering I didn't like there's parts of Newsom I didn't like. I think he's articulate. I think he's intelligent. I don't think he's genuine. If you're looking for a genuine individual to inspire and to uplift and to push forward, I don't know if I can tap the shoulder of anybody right now. And putting them next to Obama would be a disaster. So,
See, I think the
yeah,
person that might fit that realm is Pete Buttigieg. I just don't know if
maybe
America would
you're
elect him.
not high, you're not voting for him yet.
Exactly.
You're just not. I mean, nor would you all turn down and like her or not, but the reasons why you don't like her is because she's a woman. You guys turned down Hillary Clinton,
Hmm.
who Republicans should have seen as the closest thing to a Republican on the like
Oh yeah.
she goes hard in the paint, right? She's not a lefty. Um
And she would have
and
given them some of that war that they wanted.
and all the women in the United States talked about was their freaking pantsuit. And the fact that she didn't leave her husband. That's what that's my problem. So there's no way a gay man, I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Well, the United States of America has passed on two women now in favor of Donald Trump. And I am a firm believer at this point in time that this country is not progressive enough yet to elect a woman or a gay man. And that's a shame because those two women were two of the most qualified candidates we've
Yeah.
had. I think Pete's extraordinarily qualified.
And
And I
he
think we're,
served. Pete served too.
oh, yeah.
Like, I do like
He's
this
the
guy.
American dream.
Somebody's saying John Ossoff. Is that how you say his
Yes.
name?
Hmm.
I and I've mentioned him a few months ago before I even knew his name. And I'm like, there's this guy. When he speaks, I listen and I tune in real, and that's the guy. That
Yeah.
I don't
Ossoff
think
in
he's in
Georgia.
the I don't know if he's in the hunt, but that's the guy that I'm more inclined to want to listen to because he has a strength about him, he has a determination about him, and he's funny. You Americans need, I'm sorry, and Obama did this. A little humor, a little
Oh,
wit is highly important, and it's been important since Reagan.
oh
He
yeah.
he,
The
he and
charm, the
he's
charisma.
it's what he did. But it's a wit. It's a it's a bit of a charm, but it's the ability to turn a phrase very quickly, its ability to get a laugh if you can. And Americans and Canadians, by the way, both, we sometimes look to our politicians for a little bit of that entertainment. Do I think it's a problem? Yeah, yeah, sure. Like, I mean, Mark Carney, I thought was one of the most like boring, but just like, but then the more that I've watched him, the more I'm like, oh, he is a little funny. And then when I met him, I thought, oh, he does have a charisma that I wasn't paying attention to. So I think that's kind of interesting. And
What do you
he's
think
saying a
about
lot of big things up here, but
what do you think about my governor, JB Pritzker?
I don't know much about him. I'm not gonna.
Uh,
I can't pretend. I don't. I'd have to see him and I'd have to hear him. The only guy that's turned my head is that John Ossoff guy. Is that how you say his last name? Ossoff.
Ossoff, yeah, John Ossoff. I would encourage you to do a little bit of a dive into JB Pritzker because he's a bit of an odd duck in that. So he comes from a billionaire hotel family.
Okay.
He's worth billions of dollars. But when you listen to him speak, he's a big fat guy who's got billions in the bank. But when he speaks, he's like Bernie Sanders. He's extraordinarily progressive. So what
Interesting.
you have a very progressive billionaire
Yeah.
Democrat who can fund all kinds of his own campaign, and
Right.
he is seriously thinking
Is he
about
taking a
running in
run?
28. Oh, I
Yeah.
believe he's going to run. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
our two contenders in 28 right now are Gavin Newsom and JB
Newsom.
Pritzker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Not Ossoff. Not
You know what?
Ossoff.
Ossoff is probably one of those guys that's going to be
He's young.
considered. He's young. He's going to be in the party for a minute. He's going to be considered for other roles in a cabinet, maybe on a ticket somewhere at some point in time. I think so. As is
Taking a jump.
AOC.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what about
AOC is bad.
AOC
She's
is
too
bad?
young.
What?
She's not bad. I just don't. I like her energy. I do
Yeah.
believe she's authentic. My problem is she hasn't learned to turn that phrase quick enough. She gets too much on her heel and then gets loud when she's supposed to be quiet and doesn't get loud when she's supposed to get loud. It's just, I think it's just an age thing. Um
She's
and
not been in the game long enough.
being a woman, listen, I'm going to say this flat. Being a woman, you have to be twice as good. So whatever, when women get angry, we got to be careful. And I'm not saying this is right. I'm just telling you the way it is. We have to be careful how we get angry, when we get angry, and to what level we get angry, because
Because
people will write us off.
you're not considered tough. Then you're considered
No, that's right.
bitchy.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's the problem that Hillary had when she was
Yes,
being tough. Oh, look at how bitchy she's being. No, she's
that's
not
right.
being bitchy. She's being tough. If she had a dick, you'd say she was being tough. And that's the
Yeah.
bottom line. The sexism in this country is still way too ingrained for a woman candidate. Unfortunately, obviously, vice president. This country took a flyer on a woman vice president, and I think that could happen again. Um, my daughter, the one who's
Mm.
going into her senior year, she's of the opinion that the world is going to be perfect when we have a female president, a female vice president, and an all-female Supreme Court.
And I am of the opinion that all of that estrogen might actually blow up Capitol Hill. I'm not too sure.
I know
I
you.
do like, it's not
Right.
about women, it's not about women or men, but it is about a shift of perspective. My worry is, as it's always been, if a woman in power is not going to speak to women's specific issues and issues of sexism and genderism and transphobia and all of those things, if a woman's not going to speak to that, I don't need her there. Then what you've said is, I just want a physical diversity. I just want them to look different. I don't want them to speak it. Much in the same way when Obama's first term was, he didn't touch on any issues pertaining to African Americans. Really, he stayed the hell away from it. He just wanted to be a president. Well, that's great and all. But then what you've done is you've negated the very diverse opinion and lived experience that is supposed to be intrinsically new and transformative in the United States if you negate that, right? Um, the problem is, as soon as you talk about it at all, everybody's like, "Oh, well, that's the only thing they wanted to talk about," right? They will ignore everything else.
He turns everything into race. It's always about race. It's the race card. It's the race card. But yes, when you take a look at Obama's life, he is the quintessential American dream that the Republicans always talk about. He came
Yeah.
from poor beginnings. He was raised by a single mom, put himself through school, became super smart, went out there and did good in his community, served his community, and worked his way up. But because he had an African sounding name and black skin and a D next to his name, then all of a sudden he had to be shunned. I know that you only have a limited amount of time.
Oh, that's okay. What time
Here's
is
the
it?
thing. Here's the thing. It's 6:23, 7:23 by you.
Oh my God, we talk so well.
I'm telling you, we got to do it more often, every
We
now and
should.
again.
We'll do it more often for sure, for sure.
But before we go, the bridge. I can't figure out why Donald Trump is screwing over his billionaire friends with this bridge.
Oh, I know. I
Who?
know. I know the answer to this. The family that owns the other bridge, and I have to look it up. And I was going to do a TikTok on this, and I
Yeah.
haven't
Okay.
because I
Yes.
was going to draw. I was going to draw bridges, so I was very excited about my artist skill. Um, there's two, and it's so funny. I was just in Windsor, so there's two bridges: the Peace Bridge and then the Gordie Howe Bridge. And the Peace Bridge is owned by a family in the United States who are billionaires who have made tons of donations to Donald Trump. That's it. I think that's the bottom line. I think Trump got supported so much by this family, and it's a single owned bridge, completely owned by this family. They just piled money into Trump's campaign, and Trump basically is saying, fine, screw that bridge, then I'll just get in the way of it. I'll get in the way of it as long as I can, as long as your family keeps giving. That's it. I don't think there's anything more deep to it. I don't
Can
think
he
he
keep?
cares.
Can he keep it closed though?
I don't think so. I think right now, I mean, what was the last thing where because it was there, the ribbon was going to be cut. And then what was the last thing?
I don't remember off the
The
top of my head.
Monroe family. Thank you. There we go.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Ontario. Yeah,
I know.
he.
I have to drive there to bring her pizza.
I'll just come to, we can come to maybe they'll let us pass it through the gate or something.
The board. Yes, the board. I said to Renee, I went through to my wife. I went through all of the
Okay.
sites that send pizza, Chicago pizza and Italian beef because I was going to send you both. I said, and none of them go to Canada. She goes, I guess you got to start looking at flights to Canada. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're fucking going to Canada.
How far is the drive from Chicago to the border?
To the Canadian, just to the closest Canadian
Yeah.
border, probably 8-9 hours.
Oh, really? That far? I would have guessed less. All right. You're a bit
Yeah,
of a jaunt.
it's not. Yeah, and to get to you, it's going to be even more.
Well,
But
yeah, yeah. I'm just curious. What would be yeah, I guess
that's to get over
Niagara.
to by Detroit.
Detroit. It takes you 8 hours to get to Detroit.
Let me double check that. Because I know it takes a little bit longer than it's not just around the damn corner. Unfortunately, I
Oh,
don't know if
somebody
going
says that Donnie Dimwit has to sign off on the final operation permit of that
there you go.
bridge.
Okay,
I guess because it's international.
I overestimated 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours. Yeah, that makes sense. So if I drove to Windsor, we could just meet there. There's
We'll
a
have to work
casino
that
that
out.
took so much of my money. We can go there.
We'll have to work that out for sure.
Right.
I know you got to go because you've got a live, guys. She's got a live
Oh,
getting
thank
ready
you.
to pop off over on TikTok.
I
if
will
you guys
come
aren't
back. I
following her.
swear. We'll pick another day. I will come
We'll
back.
we'll do another day. Once again, say hello to your beautiful wife. Enjoy your live, and we'll talk soon, hon.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Bye now. Joe could only stay for 30 minutes because she has a live that she's doing herself over on TikTok. So that's why she had to duck out. We're going to hang around and talk for a little while longer. Uh, um, in the wake of her and I having a conversation there. So, what else is on everybody's mind? Can you still call me Skunkle? Of course. Thanks for getting her on. I actually did another interview with her that was about an hour long. It's on my YouTube channel from back when I had my other podcast where I had guests on the podcast. We had a nice hour ish conversation. Um, you just got to scroll down uh, into my videos to find it. But I've been, yeah, Joe and I have been mutuals for a few years over on TikTok, and she has been fantastic. And the way she explains things is really fantastic as well. You guys can have me for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to go shower and spend some time with my wife. Thank you to everybody that has donated already, and thank you to everybody that's tapping that heart on the screen. Tapping that heart is what helps the live the most. Yeah, she is amazing. When my mother-in-law follows her, and when my mother-in-law found out that we were mutuals and had each other's cell phones, she was like, "Joe, are you kidding me?" Uh, I have seen the Europeans loving American food. Chris, you're here. Sherry, is Sherry in the room? Joe Malad, thank you very much. Sherry, there she is. You guys, Chris, Sherry, you guys got packages inbound, so just kind of be on the lookout. I got you got you got some Chicago coming your way. Joe is smart. We love her absolutely. Hey Tom, hey back at you, Crystal. How you doing? Conley is here too. Yes, I already sent something to Conley, and I had missed you two guys, which is why I'm catching up on you two guys now. She's from the great province of Ontario. Yeah, they won't let me ship Chicagoland pizza and beef to her, so I was like, we're gonna have to drive over there and give it to her. And then I learned that they probably won't let us across the border with it. No, it's just a small token of appreciation for the help that you guys give here in the lives. So I wish my kids had a teacher like her, especially my youngest daughter. Can you imagine how many different lives that she's touched over the course of her life, her career? I watched bits and pieces of the JD Vance interview on the View. Damn, you know what I mean? You love my videos and you look forward to seeing more of them. Well, you are in luck because I post 25 new videos a day and I go live 3 to 5 times a week here on YouTube. Now I've got a few trips coming up here in the month of July. So there's going to be some disruption to the schedule now and again, the beginning of July and then again at the end of July. But for the most part, that's what you're going to get. You're going to keep getting about 25 a day from me. I did see some content about the Scots drinking the bars in the United States of America dry. You're welcome, 003. Have you found a car service for New York? I've gotten a bunch of recommendations and I've got them compiled. Now I got to reach out to them. I have a car service. I believe I have a car service lined up for Miami. I'm waiting for a confirmation from him. And what is that somebody just sent? That's not $50. What is that? What does that represent? Thank you for the donation, by the way. Um, I have car services here in the Chicagoland area that we use whenever we go to and from the airport. But no, I have not secured car service yet for New York. Joe is great, and if you guys aren't following her, you should follow her on all of the various social media platforms. She's very, very big on TikTok with I believe well over 2, maybe closer to 3 million supporters now, subscribers now, followers, whatever. She's here on YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, Blue Sky, a Philippine peso. Interesting. The pleasure is all mine, Tom. Glad to help you out and be a part of this great community. Well, I still like to send little things to say thanks because you guys do volunteer and take time out of your fucking day to sit here and police my life, and I appreciate that. I really do. I follow Joe on TikTok and on YouTube. Yes, Joe. That's where TikTok is where Joe and I first connected. We was on TikTok, obviously. How much WGN radio have I listened to in my lifetime? Fucking hours upon days worth of WGN radio. The number's incalculable. Does it really matter how much the donation was? It's a donation. Who is everyone else to judge how much it is? I think that they're just saying how much it is because I asked what it equates to because I didn't know the denomination signs. I didn't know what country it was from, and therefore I didn't know what it translated to into U.S. dollars. I think that's why they were given those numbers. I'm sorry I missed your live yesterday. Well, you can go back and watch it. It's right there on the page. Um, you should listen to some Grand Theft Auto radio station stuff. What the hell's that? Do you think the Democratic Party will cover half another candidate like Obama? I'm not sure I understand what it is you're trying to say. I'm a little mad. I still love WGN, but I'm a little mad at WGN. They fired somebody I consider to be a friend. Fictional in-game radio stations. We appreciate the mods keeping the riffraff silent. The video game Grand Theft Auto. They custom make radio shows for the game, but real music. Interesting. I don't know. I've never played, so that's interesting to know. Did I miss the Unlearn interview? Yes, you did. She could only stay on for about 30 minutes tonight because she had a regularly scheduled live of her own. Harry Enton from CNN said signs of Dems losing steam going into November. That's terrifying. Yes. Of course, I've heard of David Bowie. I mean, I don't have like all of his albums or anything like that, but I know some David Bowie songs, and uh, he's a legend, actually. It just never really was completely my jam. I saw the Jerry Seinfeld video. Jerry Seinfeld has been problematic for quite some time, and he continues to be problematic. Do I think the Democratic Party will ever have somebody like Obama again on the ticket? Yes. It is a shame about Jerry Seinfeld, but he's been that way for years, unfortunately. Remember going all the way back to when he was really on top of the world and he was dating Shoshana or whatever? What was he, in his 30s or 40s, and she was 17? I mean, he's been a problem for quite some time. Can you explain to a young lady why Jerry has been a problem? He has supported the notion that Palestinians don't have a right to exist. He has supported in my opinion, extraordinarily violent actions towards Palestinians. And I'm not talking about Hamas. Fuck Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization. He watch the video I did about him and see the history he has. You know, when somebody asked him, Can I get a free Palestine?" He's like, "It doesn't exist." Yeah, it does exist. And it has real fucking people in it, man, that are being slaughtered by your people. Isn't Adam Sandler secretly a MAGA? I don't know. I haven't heard anything to that effect. Yes, Jerry Seinfeld's wife. Look up how old Jerry Seinfeld was when he dated Shoshana, a young Jewish girl who was 17 years old. No, Rick, not even close. Got it at a poor man's dear. Season, I remember. You also, I want to note that the last comment was supposed to say lad, not lady. Sorry. No worries. No worries. Check and make sure. As the parent of a 17-year-old, Seinfeld should be on a list. Oh, he absolutely should be. We're going to look this up ourselves. Jerry Seinfeld was 38 years old when he met and began dating 17-year-old high school student Shoshana Lowenstein in 1993. He was 21 years older than her. She was underage and in high school. Have I seen the video of the girl dad in a restroom? Yes, I'm actually going to be doing a piece of content on that tomorrow. So that'll probably air here the day after tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'll spend my day creating content to then schedule out. '93, year before you got, 93 was the year before you got married. I thought you were saying you were 93 before you got married. I was like, dude, kind of late to be jumping in the game then, don't you think? Dude's just fucking like walking around his hometown in a walker going, I guess I better settle down now. At 93. I gotta get myself a woman there, don't you know? Rob Schneider, yeah, he's a former SNL cast member that went full MAGA. Yeah, that's his name, Rob Schneider. Robert, you see a trend, don't you? All of these rich and powerful men have considerably younger wives. Oh no, there are a couple of SNL cast members that actually went MAGA. Rob Schneider is one of them. Randy Quaid is one of them. Dennis Miller, the guy who used to do the Saturday Night Live news, he went full MAGA. I eat ice from time to time, and yes, I was just eating some ice. There is no best spot in Chicago for pizza. That's an impossibility to pin down. guys got me for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to go put my feet up. Is there any particular reason you are keeping a delay on your comments? A delay on my comments? I don't know what that means. Dennis Miller is fucking, yeah. He is Republican to the core. He did a radio show for fucking years. 20 years ago, he was doing a radio show that was conservative Republican. I don't know if he's MAGA, but he's definitely conservative Republican. Obama's library opens Friday, indeed. Joe Piscopo? What a fucking God, man. I used to love that guy. No, you can blaze a bowl, Primate. I'm getting ready to get out of here. How's everyone liking the shit green reflecting pool? We're not. You keep the wife of Gubby. Well, I appreciate that, Chris. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up and go put my feet up. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'm going to work all day tomorrow creating content. So I'll probably go live at some point in time tomorrow afternoon or evening while Renee is editing thumbnails and whatnot for a little bit. And I think Renee and I are going live Saturday. I know there's some stuff going on this weekend, but I think we are. So, yeah. All right. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.